We're back in email week. Construct and maintain a compelling email strategy. Lesson 3 is going over the must-have elements of a successful email strategy. In this lesson, we'll talk about what to include in your email strategy, how to build your list, and plan your content. Plus, I'll share a short design checklist for your emails at the end of the lesson. Now, as far as I'm concerned, there are 6 must-have elements to a successful email strategy. Number 1 is a compelling reason to sign up. Because email can be overwhelming, like we talked about, even your most interested, best fit clients need a good reason to fork over their email address. Your unique business will offer a unique way of building your list. I cannot dictate what you actually offer in exchange for email addresses, but I can offer you a few brainstorming ideas. So, what are some reasons someone might sign up to hear from you more regularly? Maybe you can offer instructional videos, a guided challenge of some kind. I know that I've done before, like a green smoothie challenge where you get recipes each day and you do green smoothies for a week. I have a friend who is a stylist who offers a challenge that's 3 days long and just allows you to get creative with reorganizing your closet. You can provide a free template or a cheat sheet or a workbook. This is what I often do because a lot of my clients like to really just work through some assignments to work on their marketing. You can offer a discount on a next order with you. This is a really big retail thing. I know that if I sign up for email from Madewell, I'm going to get, 10% off the next sweater I buy. You can create a contest, a chance to win a big prize. And you can promise exclusive content. There's really so many creative ideas and reasons that someone might sign up for emails from you. Like I said, what I often offer are templates, cheat sheets, workbooks. I have a few opt-ins that I, grow my email list using. This is 2 of them here. You can see I am offering a free welcome email template, delight your new email subscribers. At the bottom of that page, the sign up exists again. It says welcome your new subscribers, so they'll actually read your emails. And then I wanted you to see that it also tells you, it sets up expectations. Signing up also gets you into the list for regular marketing encouragement and advice, so they know they're going to hear from me more than just that one template email. I also offer my free Find Your Forever Fans workbook, which you did at the beginning of this course. Anyone who wants to engage with me and join my email list will get that workbook if they sign up for it, because I really do think it's the first step to being a better marketer. Number 2 is a warm welcome series. So now that you have their email address, you should welcome them to your tribe. Make sure your welcome series introduces who you are, why they should care, and offers even more value to them so they want to stick around. So when someone signs up to receive my Find Your Forever Fans worksheet, they first get this email here where it tells them to download their worksheet. They can get started right away. It tells them why they should use that workbook. And then a few days later, they actually receive another email from me saying, if you're like me, you dove right in to your Find Your Forever Fans workbook this week. And it talks about what I hope they used it for, that I hope they're already learning more about their audience, and it offers a deeper look at my values as a marketer and what I hope to teach people who are on my email list, more about my experience. The next one over here is really a next step for them to start better planning their marketing. It's a blog that I've written already about using the calendar as a tool to make sure that you're consistent in your marketing, which I think is a really important piece of being a good marketer. So it's another piece of value, some advice that I offer. And finally, A few days after that, they'll actually receive an offer from me to buy a content marketing class to fill their calendar with creative ideas. So some people who want to dig even deeper into this work can actually purchase a very low-priced class from me to do so. Number 3, convincing subject lines. Whenever you send an email, you should try out multiple subject lines. Write like you're writing to a friend, make it conversational, less formal. Is there something intriguing about your email that you can tease for them in the subject line? What would get your best friend to open it right away? Don't get clickbaity. So don't say, you'll never believe what this person said, but don't be afraid to have fun and get cheeky and be conversational with it, to use emojis and to find a way to get someone intrigued enough to open. I have a few pro moves when it comes to subject lines, and the first is just to write more than one of them. Write at least 5 possible subject lines. I do this every single time I send an email. I write at least 5, even some really terrible ones, before deciding on one that I think will be most compelling. And sometimes I'll even bring those 5 subject lines to my team and we'll build on that list and come up with some new ideas. Resend every email campaign to whoever did not open the first time around and just change the subject line. Use one of your other 4 ideas. So I always send my email marketing tips on Tuesdays, every other Tuesday. And the Friday after that Tuesday, I will look to see who did not open the campaign. Obviously, that means the subject line was not compelling to them, and I will create a new subject line that I think might entice them to open, and I'll resend that email, no changes, just a complete duplicate of the same email with a different subject line, hoping that they'll open it that time. Number 4, clear, focus, subject matter. So because we check so many emails per day and we all get a little in our inbox, it's important you keep your emails clear and to the point. Don't lose them. Don't offer too much information. Link out to any long form content. Don't put it all in the body of the email. You want email to work the same way your website does, to be usable and scannable and easy for the reader to read. So this is an example of one of my emails. That top space is just a real quick call to action to a marketing tip, and the next space is a longer letter, so that if you do want to hear more from me, there's still links to that content, but it's a little bit more involved. I know that some people just skip right to the content from that top section, the clear call to action, and some people actually want to read that letter because they like hearing from me in a more conversational way. And then this particular email had a reminder at the bottom of it, don't forget our summer news. And so it was the piece of content, the marketing tip I want them to have, and it was also a secondary reminder at the bottom. Usually I don't like to include too many subjects in one email, but I did want people to know that we weren't taking on any new clients until September. Number 5, interesting, relevant content. I cannot state this enough times. Use what you know about your ideal audience, that target audience that you are really, really familiar with now, to create content they'll actually care about. How can you brainstorm some ideas? So maybe base your ideas on the reason they opted into your email list in the first place, or on conversations you're having with potential clients in person or on sales calls. Can you offer more instructional videos, guided challenges, templates, workbooks, discounts, contests? What got them in the door the first time? Can you sprinkle some of that information or some of that type of content into later emails? Can you answer some frequently asked questions that you hear all the time from potential clients, or known challenges, ones that you know they're facing because you've done your research and you've talked to ideal clients in your interviews and you know their kind of state of mind, how can you address their challenges? What kinds of personal stories, interesting or good reads, beautiful video that you can make that can inspire your audience? How can you inspire them or motivate them to do better, be excited, be happy and joyful? What are some conversation starters? Can you get them talking? You want people to reply to your emails so you could start a dialogue and become friendlier and more personalized in your conversations with them. And then, of course, what can you brag about? What do you need to announce? Your email is a useful tool for announcing things, right? We want to follow that 70-30 rule. So 70% all of the above ideas and 30% what do you need from that email list? What do you want to ask of them? Number 6, the last piece of a successful email strategy is an effective call to action in every email. Make sure that each email has a next step. Maybe that's going to your blog to read more information about your marketing tip like mine is. Maybe it's commenting on your latest Instagram post. Maybe it's signing up for a free consultation call or buying a ticket to your event. What should they do next? And remember that not every call to action is about what you need from them. You can see here, it could lead them to more of what they need or want. Maybe you've been sending recipes to them and they can now click to save a grocery list for a particular recipe to their smartphone very easily. Make sure that the action that they're taking matters to them as well as to you. So that's it. Email design checklist, a very, very easy way for you to make sure that your emails are up to snuff when you are sending them to your list. Make sure they are mobile friendly. Like I said, many of us are reading our emails on our phones. Make sure they're easy to read, they're scannable content, just like you're doing on your website, because people are reading those on the phone too. Make sure that it is easy to digest the email you send. I like to send myself a test email every time and look at it on my phone, not just on my computer. Make sure you include a real reply to address so that they can talk back to you if they want. And include some required footer info. So an easy way to opt out or unsubscribe. Unsubscribes are not a bad thing. If someone doesn't want to hear from you, if you don't have that permission, you're not going to sell them on whatever it is you're selling. So you want them to unsubscribe. You don't want to waste your time on that person. If there are going to be plenty of people who opt in for your free thing and then don't buy, but there will be more people who do build that trust and loyalty to your brand, who are interested in what you have to say if you have that great welcome series and compelling content along the way. So the ones who unsubscribe, you weren't going to win them over anyway. Forget about them. It's all right. They're doing you a favor. You should also tell people why they're on the list in that footer, so if they forget, there's an easy reference, and any other legal requirements that your company might have. And emails can be highly visual or not. They don't have to have all the information. It's better to keep them short and sweet and link out to further details. I know people who send plain text emails to their list and get great engagement. I know some people who send really beautiful visual, tons of images, video, lots going on, who also get great engagement. It really matters what your company is and what you have to share that determines whether or not you want that content to be visual or not. And the main point, remember, is that the content is compelling and the CTA, the call to action, is clear. Now, I do have a number 6.5 on my list of elements for successful email strategy that I just want to bring up because we're starting to see how things are connected here, connecting the dots between your content and copy and your website and your email. So you need easy access to that list, that way to sign up has to be easy for people. So remember in the website week, we talked about prioritizing your sign up to your email list on your website. That is easy access to your list. Your social media, we'll talk about next week, can lead to your email sign up as well. And you can even talk about your emails in sales calls, at networking events, with your friends at brunch, whatever the appropriate place is. Make sure people know how to get on that list. So there is another lesson worksheet. This workbook will help you create a warm welcome series, figure out what you want to include in that series, and brainstorm opt-in offers. What are you going to get someone to sign up for? And then content ideas to send to your email subscribers. So it's really like a big brainstorm workbook. Next week, we'll dive into social media strategy. Social would be a great way to introduce your email opt-in offer, like I said, to new potential subscribers. So we'll talk a bit about that. But remember, all of these pieces are connected. I can't wait to talk social with you next week. Thank you for following along, and good luck setting up your email list for success and brainstorming all of these offers and content ideas.